51% shareholder in the project. So I'll take up immediately with the state.
Why suburban project, why it is taking so much time, sir? Because the condition of the traffic is still in the same condition, it is increasing. Other side, where only we hear this suburban project by when PC Mohan sir speaks, when you speak. People are asking when we can travel in these trains.
I think that time will soon come. Our government, when we started the journey in 2014 at the central level, things changed a lot. I'm sure you are aware, all of you are highly educated and intellectual people. You are aware that for first 60 years of our independent country, during that journey, the investment which was required to be made in railways was never made. Railway had almost 80% share of the transportation. Because of the bad policies of Congress governments of those times, the share of railway came down to 27%. In 2014, Modi ji took a very bold decision. He merged the railway budget with general budget. Because of that merger, railway started getting funds. Till 2014, railway was getting just about 35,000 crore rupees for development of railway network in a country of our size and complexity. Today, Modi ji is giving 2,40,000 crore rupees for construction of railway projects. This is the reason when earlier just about 1,500 kilometers every year new tracks were being done. Last year railways added 5,200 kilometers. 5,200 kilometers means total network of Switzerland is 5,000 kilometers. That is like adding complete network of a country to our railway network in 1 year. That kind of urgency, that kind of sincerity, that kind of forcefulness is what Modi ji has shown in the last 9.5 years. That's why railway is able to take so many projects. You are aware the station development before 2014 usually meant a new color of paint. Today totally world-class new designs are being done, and not just one or two stations, but throughout the country 1,309 stations are being developed. Within Karnataka 57 stations are being developed. So that's the kind of spirit with which work is being done now. Suburban project was also one of those projects which was neglected by the previous Congress governments and UPA government for a very, very long period. Only after 2014 so much work has happened, and at least today we are seeing that the first corridor of this project is seeing the reality. I can assure you central government is fully, completely committed to this project. What our Honorable Prime Minister has promised to the city of Bangalore will be delivered. Whatever I say, I always tell that railway and transportation, this is something which is among the basic needs of people. We should rise above politics and make sure that the people get the facilities. That is our Prime Minister's vision. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. Sabka Prayas means all of us have to make efforts. So that is our thought process. That is the way we will work.
So in the state government has been saying that the railways is not coordinating well, it's sitting on files, it's dealing approvals and transfers.
Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. I have seen the quality of DPRs. So these are passenger carrying railway, right? This is a passenger carrying railway. This is not a small little building somewhere. So the detailed project report has to be prepared in a very technical manner. No error can be allowed in the design. At the design stage, if we allow shortcuts, then things will not be good. So that's why if I regularly, almost every 45 days, I review it. So wherever the DPRs are returned or not approved, it is only and only because of technical reasons. That is the point I have put forth before the KRI team today, that find a way by which properly technically qualified people can be put in the project.
Sir, in any way are you in touch with, sir, in any way are you in touch with the National Highway Authority and the Minister, because many of the national highways which are connecting inside into the Bangalore is creating a lot more traffic here. when you're building the suburban railway, you needed to have a touch with them because to congestion, to
See,
reduce it, the cost of
very
the
important point you have raised. If you look at any large city in the world, Tokyo, one of the largest, 3.5 crore population, London, New York, cities in Germany, cities in China, cities in South Korea. Look at any large city. Take the example of Delhi also. Only way we can decongest transportation in a city is by providing rail-based transportation. That's the only and only way. That's the only way. This has been studied by all transportation professionals, professors, scientists, engineers. So we have to, while we will keep on augmenting the road network, we have to rapidly think in a way by which the city's needs for the next 30-40 years can be planned, and we start the execution today. Because a railway project is a very complex project. It has 6 large subsystems. Just the surface is equivalent to the road construction. Then comes the track system. Then comes the electricity system. Then comes the train control system. Then comes the stations, right? So this is unlike any other transportation system. Railways is the most complex. So we have to start well in advance. That is why we started thinking of the circular railway today itself, and we have sanctioned 7 crore rupees for doing a pre-feasibility study and an alignment study. After that, we'll start taking up the DPR work, while the suburban project is being executed by a joint venture company of the center and state. The circular railway and the augmentation of all the paths coming into the city and going out of the city will be done by the railway system itself.
Sir, when you say soon we are going to start this suburban railway, what does it mean? How much time it will take? 1 year or 2 years? Because Prime Minister has
I can assure you.
Sir, let me finish it. Prime Minister has set a deadline of 40 months.
Correct.
16 months have lapsed. Now you have only 24 months left.
We have to ask this to both the state and the center.
So you mean to
right?
say
My point is, suburban project has got full commitment of the central government. I can assure you that very sincerely, very emphatically, everything that is needed we will do. Everything that is needed we will do.
So it is a lapse on the part of the state government, sir?
I am again saying our commitment is to the people of Bengaluru. We should not bring politics in such discussions. We have to rise above politics and deliver the services which the people of Bengaluru need.
So when the issue of appointing full-time MD for the rail will be resolved, sir? Because for more than a year, it was headed by a in-charge MD.
I can say that the project will not suffer because of these things. I have told the railway team to pick up whatever gaps are there in the JV company and fulfill those gaps from the railway side. From the central government side, pick up whatever gaps are there in this and do the work, provide that technical input which is required to be provided in a project of this complexity.
So these landslides are becoming again a nightmare for the railway. Many projects which are connecting to the coastal areas, including, for example, Bangalore to Mangalore, there are landslides.
Again, Bangalore to Mangalore problem is because of a joint venture company called RDCL. That company again is a joint venture and it has very limited technical capabilities. I have already requested GM in the morning itself. First discussion I was asking about when are we going to take Vande Bharat to Mangalore. So he said that there are serious problems on the tracks, and he said that he has already done quite a lot of work in improving the track condition, but we must take a relook at that, and we should try to take that project, that entire line within the railway system, so that the maintenance can be done properly, upgradation can be done timely, and Mangalore is a very important city. That city deserves very good railway service. That railway service can be provided if the entire line comes back to the railway system.
So is the railways considering bringing Mangalore under South Western Railway, creating a division, Mangalore division as the
See, today, see, I'll tell you one very important point. The problem of having divisions and zones, that long pending thinking used to be because of the funds crunch. If you have a zone, people will think that yes, you'll get. But today, Modi ji is giving funds to the entire railway system across the country. Whether there is a division or no division, whether there is a zone or no zone, the projects which are requiring funds, they are getting funds. I can tell you the utilization of that 2,40,000 crore budget allocation is already 70% by end of November. That is the level of work which is getting done. We are doing almost 14 kilometers every day new railway tracks. That is highest in the world at this point of time. So that kind of commitment is there, whether a zone is there or not there, doesn't matter. Work will be done, projects will be funded.
During your last visit, you had inspected.
Sir, is there any issue?
We have more people.
With JVs of railways? For example, none of the JVs of railways are working, like G-Ride or K-Ride or K-Ride. Because at the same time,
Actually, let me.
Moha's JV in RRTS, they delivered the work. RRTS is running 17 kilometers now in Delhi. So that is comes under the Ministry of Urban Development Department.
It's not a question of JV, it's a question of technical expertise. It's not a JV structure which is at fault, right? Problem is primarily railway system is a very, very complex system, highly technical, very intense, technically intense. So getting the organizations where technical competence could be derived, could be gathered, those organizations have done very well. For example, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, the first good example of a JV succeeding, DMRC. They took officers, entire officers were taken from the railway system. First on deputation, then they were absorbed in DMRC. RRTS took all the officers from railway. So competent people could be appointed and the technical competence was gathered. Wherever that technical competence is not there, there the JVs have suffered. So it's not a question of JV or non-JV, it's a question of technical competence versus not having technical competence.
What's the solution then?
Solution is to get more technical competence.
Sir, there is a notion that some political leadership wants only capital intensive projects and not some ordinary projects like suburban railway. Is this true, sir?
Absolutely false. Absolutely false. Pure unadulterated falsehood.
Sir, one more thing, ticket booking portals are becoming still becoming biggest problem for common people.
Not at all. Not at all, except for the small glitches which came a couple of days back. The system has been performing among the best in the system, best in the class, and again we are increasing the back-end capacity, the server capacity and processing capacity almost 100 times. Of the ticketing system, we are increasing it almost 100 times. You have to think again 30, 40, 50 years ahead. So, see, today railway carries about 800 crore people. 800 crore people. And again, I also want to, through you, there are certain sections of the political spectrum who want to give wrong information and try to create false narratives. The number of non-AC coaches is again a point which again keeps on coming. I want to tell you, out of the 60,000 coaches, about 40,000 coaches are non-AC, 20,000, that is the ratio which has been maintained for a very long period. Number of passengers has not reduced. This is still in the range of 700 crore to 800 crore. Right? That is the range which is there, which was before COVID. Today also it is same. Number of passenger trains and other trains which were there before COVID is already surpassed. That number has already increased now post-COVID. Number of trains post-COVID are today more than the number of trains pre-COVID. So all that false narrative, please don't believe. Look at the facts and look at the sincerity with which the central government is working on improving the transportation for people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.